follow-up and Q&A for Agile Ventures. I hope you guys have had a great morning and a great day. I am working from home in the morning, so I am right where I am supposed to be, wearing a black shirt where I am supposed to be, and wearing a black. Now I'm listening to myself because I had double audio. So there we go. Right. I don't know if you even can see me or not, but here I am. And we have a scheduled community follow-up and Q&A session for Mondays. We have them on Wednesdays, and we also have them on Fridays. And apart from that, we are streaming other events, and we will be talking a little bit about what is going on in the community. Sorry about this. In the community today. Right. Let's see. I had some notes here that I wanted to get out. Okay. So, in terms of let's put some music on. Actually, in terms of what's been going on, let's take a look. I don't know if the music is coming through, by the way. Let's see if we can just make sure that we are good to go here on the general channel. Right, there we go. Right. Okay, so over the weekend we've been working on multiple things here in the community. First out, the biggest achievement is the progress we've made on the Website 1 project. The Website 1 project is the project that powers the website of Agile Ventures. So this thing, and it's a legacy code. It's a bit of a shit show, to be honest. It's a monolith, meaning that it deals with both the backend logic and serving the content. So it's not a very quote-unquote modern application per se, but it has also been it's been dormant for at least a year and a half, 2 years, and before that it was managed in a way that I usually don't criticize other developers, but there's been a lot of weird. There has been a lot of different developers with different approaches and different best practices, and so on, working on that, and nobody really normalized that. The project manager at the time was not interested, probably in kind of bringing everybody into the same fold. So this means that we had a bit of we had a lot of problems with this application, and still do. I decided that I wanted to do an upgrade to Rails 6. Sorry, there was another update done a few years ago to Rails 5. So we have a pull request pending, and the pull request in question is this one, the Rails 6 update, and for some reason it has 1200 changed files in it, which is of course not relevant. We can't have 1200 files, so we are probably including, this is a work in progress, right? So we are probably including too much stuff in here. Right. I just gonna have to review that. But the good thing about this, apart from 1200 changed files, which is ridiculous, of course, is that we managed to get a lot of tests to pass for us on our integration service, although not everything, which is a bit annoying, but that's the way it is. And that would be, so our RSpec tests are going green, which is good, but we have a problem with our Cucumber tests. And Cucumber is a testing framework that is used for acceptance tests, and we've been using that in this application for many years, and we want to get away from that at some point, but we haven't reached that yet. But I spent a lot of time working on this over the last week and weekend, and we had two other developers, Nick and Piotr, working on or collaborating with me on this pull request. So big shout out to those guys. Great work, of course. I think that we will get this done within a week. We're getting much closer. I can tell you that we are, even though the log files are pretty big, but we are getting much closer to be able to run this properly in on the local host at least. Yeah, so let's get rid of this. We don't want to clutter our screens with all of that stuff, but we are down to like 25 failing specs at this point, so we should be good to go in a week or something like that. Now so that's about that. That's the biggest thing. The next step in our cleanup strategy, once we get this this pull request up and running and merged and deployed to production, will be to start looking into what projects we are listing on our website. Good morning, UT61, Privet. How you doing? We're going to go over the list of projects, and from what I know, a lot of these projects are a bit outdated, and we need to do a little bit of spring cleaning on this part. The way it is set up at the moment doesn't provide much clarity for new members. We don't want this to look like this. It's a bit of a mess, and we as a community deserve better than that. So we will be looking at this list of projects, of course, and see what we can do with that. Of course. That's good, UT. Working on the user interface is always a fun thing to do, but it's also slippery slope sometimes, so be careful not to spend too much time on beauty. Beauty is suggestive, right? Like I mean, it's elusive. You never know what is beautiful or not. So the list of projects will be looked upon, and then of course we have this thing about the our directory of volunteers. At this point, we are listing almost 12,000 or more than 12,000 people. We know that most of them are not active at this point, so we will be doing an overhaul of that, emailing people out, asking who wants to be listed here or not, and then purging or at least hiding the profiles that are not relevant anymore, and reinstating them as people start to get active or activate themselves. It's very fun for me to go through this list, because I know a lot of these people, and I have a question whether this rating works based on the amount of commits, and that is a very good question. The answer is partially yes. It does that, but there are other key indicators that come into play with this in this rating. So let's take a look at my profile. So it is based on activity. I've made a lot of commits to a lot of the projects that are being listed, so that is definitely the points. I got over 1,000 points on that. And then you have you get points for contributing whenever you host a meeting like the one I'm hosting at the moment, and also when you attend meetings like you are doing right now. However, I haven't been involved in this module that much. I initiated it back in the days, but I haven't been super involved in how this works, so I can't really say if this is still working and so on. Perhaps you could tell me if you join an event through the website. You should get a few points here and there. So in order to do that, you would have to go to the event itself and join now. Click on this button, then you probably will get some karma points, as we call them. Right. Let's just update the Slack. I'm online now doing community follow-up. Right. So that definitely needs to be reviewed, and we'll see what we can come up with this thing. Right, and then we also are running into some very weird problems, and that is a few 500 errors. For instance, when I try to access my dashboard, I'm getting a 500 error here, and that is a bit annoying. And this is actually something that I would like to debug real quickly now, or at least just to get a better understanding of what's going on. So I'm gonna cd into Agile Ventures and the website one project, and I will do a git remote -v, and we can see all the remotes that I have set up on this repository. And one thing that we have is that we are using Heroku as a server when we deploy this, and we have 3 different servers. One that is called a staging server, a develop server, a staging server, and a production server. And since this problem arises on the production server at this point, what I can do is to check the logs for that server. So I could do, since I have the Heroku command line interface installed, so I can do Heroku logs and pass in the T flag just to have a continuous log output, and then I will say, let's see, dash dash remote production. I think it's dash dash. Let's see. Oh, no, I misspelled. It's logs and not legs. Sorry about that. Right, so here we have, and now I will make a call to that dashboard, and we get, now somebody else is making requests as well. So if we hold on that, public activity, user Simon King, tab activity. Right. We have an output buffer overflow drain. Dropped one message since 21. Right. Why is that? Tab activity. Right. So that's create creators add status. Right. There are people live on the site at the moment. Human connection. Right. So it's hard for me to do that. Do check any errors, but we have an error L10, output buffer overflow. This one seems to be reoccurring over and over again, so we're going to say Heroku output buffer overflow. That logplex could not keep up with the volume of logs generated. Okay, so that's not relevant for us. It's just that there are too many things happening. Well, this calls for further investigation, so we will not get into that at this point. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. Footer, so there's a lot of actions going on. Yeah, well, there are a lot of bots that do a lot of things, unfortunately. Users controller. But I would love to just try to get this. Let's see what this does. Does this do? Right, so if I reload now, there we go, that's good. And now I just do dashboard. Let's see. There we go. Undefined method description for nil class. There's the problem. Yes, so we have a problem in the dashboard controller index HTML, and we have an undefined method description in the create HTML on line 19. See, sometimes you can find stuff in logs. Create HTML in the public activity project, create HTML line 19. So that's pretty straightforward, I guess. We could do, let's see, Agile Ventures. So we go to website 1 and we go here and we go to app, and then we do views. What was it? Views public activity, and then project, and then create, and line 19. Activity trackable description. Right, so here is the problem, and we would need to have to basically so there is no description on the nil class, so it doesn't find the activity here. Well, it is what it is, right, folks? We're gonna have to expose this in our tests one way or another before we move on to that. But yeah, this is the line that causes the 500 error. This is the one. ID public activity, right? Dashboard controller index as HTML. Well, okay, so that's it. That's the big thing. We need to bring this application under control. We recently started to talk about our latest initiative, and that is the summer school program that we will be running. And I don't have much else to update you on that, but I do have some of the original message to repeat, and that is that we're about to launch a training program for aspiring web developers, and we are pushing forward with those plans. It will be a 9-week-long instructor-led training program on everything that touches upon web development, both on the back end and the front end, apart from CSS. No, apart from styling, because I am not a great designer. However, we will have access to a little bit of content, on designing things. We're gonna pull in an expert on that for one talk or two talks during that training program. And the curriculum will be based on real training programs that are delivered to the industry, and this course will be delivered by real coaches. So it's not going to be one of those pre-recorded stuff that you just follow along and so on. If you are admitted. Now, this is a pilot run. We will be doing this for 10 people exclusively, but we will stream this on Twitch. And if you want, you can audit the course together with us. You can gain access to the same course documentation as the 10 that are active members, but you will not get the coach support. So that would be self-paced, of course. And that's because we're worried that if we build too big cohorts, then we can't really deliver the good quality that we're looking for. And so we want to do the best we can. And so again, if you feel that this is something for you or anybody that you know, then definitely don't hesitate, and just make sure that to apply one way or another. And so let me just see if I can round this up really quickly, just give you a gist of the details. Let's see, where's my latest? That would be great if you can let your people know about this. The details outlined. 9 weeks, led by me and Mike, our community organizers. Instructor-led sessions twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Instructor-led support sessions on weekends. Course materials delivered through Craft Academy, a company that I run, but they will be branded for Agile Ventures, of course, and modified to fit our needs. We will deliver this through a platform that is called This Is Code. I will show you that at some other point, not today. There will be 2 training exams during those 9 weeks and 1 final exam. And there will be certificates issued at the end of the camp. And there will be letters of recommendation written by the coach. So I'm gonna just paste this into the chat. Again, we don't have much. Oh, I can't do that. Well, because the chat doesn't take Markdown, or does it? Well, anyway, team-based capstone project, character limit, right? I will post this in Slack as well, just to be on the clear side. So as a thread here, let's see, reply in thread, and I will paste this here. Right. Okay, so you can find that on Slack as well. If you want to get into our Slack, then definitely feel free to do that. We are open, we're open for registrations. It's free. There's no money involved unless you want it to be. You can support us if you want, but this is the website for this. All right. And so that's that. And what else? We are applying. Well, yeah, we did make an application to this Tech for Good awards. Oh no, Tech for Good. Where is that? Come on, Tech for Good awards. Yeah, exactly. Where is that? Here it is. Right. So we submitted an application to Tech for Good. There's nothing you guys can help us with. Some of these competitions require people to vote and so on, but not this one. This one is jury only. But we did submit an application and presented this coding camp as a community event, and we hope that they will look favorably on our application, and that we win. It's always fun to win, but if we don't win, that's totally okay as well. A lot of these the content is about last year's winners, and last year's submissions. But it's a British organization that is doing this or organizing this event, and I'm looking forward to participating in that. If we win, who knows? So we made a submission that we named Agile Ventures Crowdsourced Learning, and described our project and who's running the project and so on in this submission. And again, I'm hoping that they will look favorably on that. And I see that there's a QR code. I'm kind of curious what the QR code means, so I'm just gonna awards platform in Safari. Let's see. Oh, I have to log in. Well, I don't want to log in at this point. Anyway, right. So that's that. And we are making progress on another thing that I want to emphasize, that I want you to use. If you are into blockchain and smart contracts development, then do check out my latest achievement that is also done collaboratively with some new members of Agile Ventures, and that is this extension called Cypress MetaMask my long-time viewers, some of you have seen me sweat over this, and that's what it is. You know, if it's not worth, and everything worth doing is complicated. So we spend a lot of time setting up this plugin for Cypress. It is still in development mode, remember that, but it will be interesting when we can get this in production. I'm using it in a project. If you guys are into developing applications where MetaMask comes into play, this might be a good extension to Cypress to have your applications actually tested using end-to-end tests. So feel free to use that one. I will send a link to this plugin as well. Yes, and if you use it, that would improve my stats, and if my stats are good, then that would be a good thing for me. I think that this pretty much covers it for me. The next event that is upcoming at Agile Ventures is a DevOps mob later today at 8 o'clock tonight, Central European time. And this one is being held by whom? By Michael and Mike. There are some previous recordings of this. Well, this, yeah, from April this year. So that's interesting. And apart from that, we will have a new members meetup tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Central European time, and then of course on Wednesday, if you want, you can meet me again. I'm doing a lunchtime event, giving another update of the state of affairs in the community. So this has been the community follow-up in Q&A. We're 32 minutes in, so I'm done unless you have any questions. This would do it for us, folks. Why Google Meet and not Discord? You mean for the audio chats? Traditionally, we've been doing Google Meet before. We do not use Discord in Agile Ventures yet. We're looking into that. That might be a good thing. And also Slack. So Discord is Slack, kind of, but with audio. We are looking into either migrating into Discord or connecting Discord with Slack, or using Slack audio instead. We haven't really decided on what way to go. And I totally agree that we might get into some issues with. I wonder, where is my? No, hold on a second. Right, there it is. No. Hold on a sec. I'm just missing some stuff here. Mike. Right. Really, I think I'm missing this. I am already in here. Hello. Right. Not sure what's going on, to be honest. Anyway, I think I messed up a little bit. I totally agree that Google Meet doesn't have the best functionality always. So I'm not into the idea that the person I'm talking to would be listening to some nature sounds like leaves or birds. Right. I don't really understand what you mean there. Oh, you have a lot of background noise. Okay. Right. Well, it depends on your mic probably and so on. Uh, um, you can mute yourself and so on, but definitely we're looking into how we can solve this in the best way. Um, haven't really decided on what way to go. Um, the follow-ups and the scrums and the pair programming sessions has been down and not being used over a fairly long period of time, and we're reigniting this, and we will make a lot of changes. And I will take Discord definitely under consideration, UT. I totally hear what you're saying, totally, and I understand that. Okay, um, unless there's anything else, I want to thank you for taking part in this. I'll see you later. Absolutely. Let's take this discussion into Slack if possible. It will do it for me this time. See you. Stay safe and stay cool, and be nice to each other, and code, people. Code as much as possible. See you.